I'm 23, tall like a streetlight, slim like a broomstick, flat as a board, human flashlight, no comma, no bracket. Before we dive into this wild ride, my dear viewers, please hit subscribe, tap like, and share this video, because you don't want to miss how this bum stick almost got more than just curves. Now, let's continue. I was beautiful like morning sun, but the problem? No single curve. Nothing. Zero. Back as flat as TV screen. Anywhere I entered with my friends, they would shout, "Jen, stand here so we can see road." Imagine me. Human streetlight, human flashlight, human traffic pole. My face was perfect. Clear skin, fine eyes, small nose, everything cute. But my body, let me not lie, if you press me against the wall, you won't know somebody is standing there. I was slim like that tiny wooden stick they used to stir tea. And in this our generation where curve is like national passport, being straight like ruler is a very big challenge. Every outing, every party, every girl's hangout, people's eyes would scan my body from top to bottom like airport security. I could literally feel the judgment. Even when I looked in the mirror and turned sideways, I saw the same thing. Straight line. No bracket, no comma, just full stop. I kept telling myself, "Jen, inner beauty matters." But deep down, I knew society was reading a different textbook. Little by little, the Wahala started entering my head. I would twist myself in the mirror, breathe in, push out, bend like letter S, begging the universe for one small curve. But nothing. The design refused to change. And that, my people, was when one dangerous thought entered my mind. This thing must be corrected. My body wasn't cooperating. Nature had failed. I went online, hunting for quick, non-surgical options, cheap, fast, effective. My search history looked like desperation. Cheap bum enhancement. Quick body contouring near me. Is fat transfer painful? How to grow hips in 7 days. Then I found it. The Body Art Studio. Girls on their page were flaunting curves that defied gravity. The reviews said things like, 1-hour procedure, minimal downtime, instant results, and the price, shockingly low, almost suspicious. But my brain shut off all doubts. It's just an injection. Like a vaccine for curves, I told myself. I messaged immediately, heart pounding, palms sweaty, fingers shaking over my phone. How much? When can I book? The reply came instantly, full of emojis, hearts, and hype. The lady's name was Nurse Lisa. Her spelling was bad. Her profile picture looked like it was drawn by a 5-year-old. But did I care? No. All I saw was the curves I'd been praying for. Before I knew it, Operation Curveball had officially begun. I finally called the number. It wasn't a clinic. It wasn't even an office. It was a dim apartment above a noisy bar called the Thirsty Donkey, squeezed behind a mechanic shop. Every part of my spirit whispered, "Jen, go home." But the craving for curves dragged me forward like handcuff. Inside, the place looked like a failed salon. A torn couch that had seen war. A crooked poster of a woman with curves that disobeyed biology. A rusty standing fan rotating like it needed deliverance. Then came Nurse Lisa. She walked out dressed like a Halloween nurse. Cheap outfit, wig struggling for survival, and nails long enough to service a keke engine. No greetings. No questions. No medical check. She looked at me from head to toe and said, Don't worry, Streetlight, I'll turn you into a speed bump. That was her introduction. Then she showed me her premium filler Ta-Ta brand, which she claimed was organic and imported. But the container looked like something picked from a dusty market shelf behind onions and dry fish. Still, she spoke with confidence. She pointed at the ridiculous poster and asked, "Do you want art, or do you want to remain pencil?" That was her consultation. And like a certified muumuu, I handed over my money. Fear and stupidity shook hands inside me, and I followed her deeper into the apartment, praying I wasn't about to donate my destiny. Because pride was stronger than common sense, I told myself, if I survived this, I could survive anything. I went home, lay face down like a wounded soldier, and tried to sleep with two brand new foreign objects pulsing behind me. The next few days, pure comedy mixed with tragedy. I walked like a penguin with emotional damage. Sitting was impossible. I stood everywhere, kitchen, bathroom, even while brushing my teeth. When my friend Alice came over and saw me frozen upright like a malfunctioning robot, she asked, "Jen, why are you standing like you're waiting for the president to walk in?" I lied confidently. New yoga stretch. She wasn't convinced. Then came the big reveal. I squeezed into my tightest jeans, turned around, and boom. My reflection almost scared me. The curve was massive, like a special effect. I sent a photo to the group chat. Reactions exploded. "General, what is this? The streetlight is now a whole street lamp. Girl, you grew a whole geography back there." Yes, it felt like two frozen loaves of bread glued to my backside, and yes, I could barely breathe. But the attention, worth it, at least at that moment. I practiced walking with a cute sway, but ended up looking like someone hauling heavy groceries. 3 days later was the big party, the one I'd been dreaming about. Sarah, Jessica, Olivia, all of them would be there. My silent revenge was loading. I picked my outfit like my life depended on it. A tight emerald jumpsuit that hugged everything and announced, "I have arrived, please adjust your eyes." Before leaving, I turned in the mirror and whispered, "Who is she?" A goddess. Stiff, throbbing, limping, but still a goddess. I arrived fashionably late. The moment I stepped in, heads turned, music might as well have stopped. Sarah literally choked on her drink. Jessica's jaw dropped. Olivia looked like she had seen the ghost of all her bad decisions. I walked slowly, carefully, balancing two boulders, and soaked up every stare. "Jen, you look amazing. What gym do you go to? How did you get this shape?" I smiled like an international mystery woman. "Posture, darling." Sarah circled me like a detective examining stolen goods. "Jen, what is that?" This was my peak, my victory lap, my moment of glory, right before everything went downhill. For the next hour, I ruled the party. Every step, every gesture carried this new, heavy presence behind me. Men who had ignored me before suddenly offered drinks, compliments pouring in. Pain meds prevented me from drinking, but the attention alone was intoxicating. I moved carefully, hips swaying just enough to show off the curve without risking injury. The old clique, the bum stick squad, watched, whispering, pointing. I could almost hear, "How did she do it? Is it permanent? Better than mine." Finally, I was the object of envy, not pity. My confidence soared, my laugh rang louder, and my posture screamed authority. Technology had won over genetics, and I was wrapped in the glow of validation. Then, subtle but alarming, a deep, burning sensation. I ignored it, blaming the jumpsuit, too caught up in my moment of glory to notice my body quietly rebelling. Life had changed. Every movement required conscious thought. Walking meant exaggerated arm swings for balance, giving me a cartoonish stride. Sitting, Olympic-level calculations were necessary. Couches, low stools, chairs, all potential hazards. I hovered, perched, leaned strategically. Sleeping became an engineering challenge. Side sleeping, impossible. Stomach sleeping, neck cramps galore. Pillows became fortresses, cradling my new asset. Even tying shoes demanded careful squats or Alice's help, deepening her curiosity about my posture exercises. Hugs became awkward sideways maneuvers. Everyone had to adjust to Gen 2.0, who now claimed more space. Denial was strong, but anomalies emerged. The curve stiffened, then developed a strange, spongy texture, like a water balloon filled with gravel. It stayed unusually warm, even in cold rooms. A faint chemical scent, like furniture polish and cheap paint, lingered constantly. When I mentioned it to Alice, she gave me a suspicious look. But pride, vanity, and the thrill of admiration blinded me to the quiet warning signs. Something wasn't right, but I was too invested to stop now. I hit the dance floor full force, swaying, twisting, jumping, ignoring the protests of my new asset. The crowd cheered. I was the star, the dream fulfilled. A fast spin, and something inside shifted violently. The spongy mass behind me turned hot, angry, unstable. Nausea, dizziness, searing heat hit all at once. Wetness, clamminess, panic. The party melted away. My skull pounded as if it had a rhythm of its own. Something was very wrong. I staggered toward the bathroom. Legs weak, pain intense. The area throbbed like an infection on fire. Sarah's shocked face and Olivia's alarm cut through my panic. Lights streaked, colors blurred, sweat poured. Rotating triggered the final disaster. Knees buckled, vision whitewashed, then black. I hit the marble floor with a sickening thud. The queen of curves had collapsed. Poisoned filler had betrayed me. Ambulance, sirens, paramedics shouting. They cut my emerald jumpsuit, my triumph, off with burning, tearing hands. Every movement sparked agony as my body rejected the toxic filler. I was wheeled past sterile walls. The chaos of the party was gone, replaced by fluorescent horror. Vitals plummeted. Swelling was uncontrollable. My dream of curves had become a vivid, urgent nightmare. I woke in a hospital room, groggy and trembling. The first thing I heard was Dr. Henry's furious voice echoing through the wing. The filler was industrial-grade trash, toxic, dissolving, necrotizing tissue. He shouted orders. Remove every trace immediately, or sepsis would kill me. My dream curve. Gone before it could even be appreciated. 2 weeks of strutting, all for poisonous putty. Emergency surgery followed. Deep incisions. Infected tissue removed. Stitched back together. Pain was overwhelming. Betrayal embodied. Tubes, wires, monitors everywhere. Alice and my family were by my side, relief mingled with worry. I was trapped, between survival and vanity, drifting in medicated limbo. Dr. Henry lectured daily on black market cosmetic hazards, calling it cosmetic chemical warfare. My glorious curve vanished, leaving only stitched up pain and shame. Finally, stable. Tubes gone. Alarms silent. I looked at my reflection. Flat. Scarred. Raw. The fantasy was over. Vanity had nearly killed me. All that remained was the hollow reality. My health, comfort, pride, and peace of mind had been the true cost of chasing a perfect shape. The machines were gone. The painkiller fog was gone. And for the first time since the collapse, I woke up fully aware. Then I felt it. A crushing emptiness behind me. Not flat like before. Worse. Hollow. Sunken. Concave. The surgery had removed not only the fake filler but parts of my own tissue. My silhouette wasn't slim anymore. It looked carved inward, like my body was scooped out. I touched it gently. Thick bandages. Hard scar tissue. Stitches. No curve. No volume. No shape. I wasn't a bum stick anymore. I was negative space. A missing place where a curve should exist. The devastation hit like a truck. I had risked my life, spent money I didn't have, survived the worst pain of my existence. And still ended up with nothing. Even the tiny natural shape I used to have was gone. I started crying, not from physical pain, but from a deep, bitter regret that felt like acid. I cried for the wasted money. I cried for almost dying. I cried because vanity had defeated me. But mostly, I cried because the perfect curve I chased so desperately was gone forever. A nurse rushed in. "Jen, are you in pain?" I sobbed. "No, it's gone. I paid for it, and it's gone. My beautiful curve." She held my shaking hand and whispered gently, "My dear, the doctor saved your life. Curves can be replaced. Life cannot." Her words were true, but they felt like cold water on fresh wounds. I spent the rest of the day grieving the death of the speed bump, and slowly accepting my new stitched, flat, hollow reality. "Jen, you're lucky. That chemical was designed to destroy. You survived by minutes. Don't waste this life hating the body that fought to keep you alive." Then he showed me real photos of women who didn't survive. Limb loss, permanent deformities, lifelong infections. My tears stopped immediately. Leaving the hospital was monumental. I was weak, thinner, flatter, with a huge scar stretching across my back. Alice picked me up, and as we stepped outside, I saw Sarah and Jessica entering. Old me would have ducked, hid, and hoped the earth swallowed me whole. New me, I straightened my stitched spine carefully and faced them head on. Their judgment flickered, then froze. Shock replaced the usual sneers as they saw my flat figure and obvious scar. I smiled, genuine, grateful. "Hi, ladies. Almost died, but drive. Henry saved me. Had to remove all that black market junk. Toxic waste." Their faces shifted from judgment to concern. Sarah hugged me. "It's okay," I said softly. "My choice. My insecurity. But I learned my lesson. I may be flat again, but I'm alive. And I finally love the body God gave me." No snide remarks. No pity. Just a raw, shared moment of human vulnerability. The best revenge. Confidence comes from surviving your mistakes, not a fake curve. I got into Alice's car. She laughed. "You went through all that, just to end up a flatter pencil." "Only you." I laughed too. She was right, but I was free. And that, my viewers, is the story of Jen, the streetlight who tried to become a speed bump and almost ended up in an obituary. I almost died because I couldn't accept my unique body. I chased social media standards, toxic filler, and fleeting validation. I was slim like a bum stick, tall like a streetlight, and I still am. The difference? A huge scar I now proudly call my stupidity stripe. And I wouldn't trade it for any fake curve. Here's the lesson. Love the body God gave you. Slim. Own it. You're a runway model. Curvy. Embrace it. You're powerful. A mix. You're a masterpiece. Your body is a temple, not a DIY project for shady fillers. Exercise, eat well, stay healthy, but don't inject yourself with industrial sealant just because someone online made you feel small. Your health is your first curve. Your life is your most precious shape. Love your original design. Vanity isn't worth a near-death experience. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, and comment. What's the silliest thing you've done out of insecurity? Let's laugh together. Stay safe. Stay natural. Bye for now.